ask you about the IT job outlook right now. The concept of performance-based separations is not new. It has been happening over the years. But this time around, the kind of staggering numbers that can't be limited to just performance-based separation. The numbers have been unprecedented this year. What do you make of it? Where have Indian IT companies gone wrong? Have they missed the bus in understanding the balance?
I am not very familiar with what is happening at the microeconomic level inside companies. Therefore, I don't want to comment on that. However, let me tell you how we handled when we were running Infosys. We used to have 6-monthly evaluation of the performance of talent at all levels. Mohan was one of the architects of this. Nandita Gurjar did a brilliant job. All of that. Anyway, what we did was, we had kept an absolute floor level for performance standard. While for promotions we had the normal distribution curve. For performance, absolute performance measurement, for being within the company or not being within the company, we had laid down an absolute floor level. If I fell below that floor level, my line manager and the HR person connected with that unit would sit down with me and would show me data to convince me that my performance was not good enough. And then they would tell me, friend, we have mounted a special program called Performance Improvement Program, PIP. In this program, we will provide special attention to you. We will provide additional training to you. We will expect you also to contribute by working a little bit harder. However, if I did not improve, then the HR people would deal with this issue not as cost optimization. They would deal in a very humane way. They would tell him, Bhaiya, we have given you an opportunity. For some reason, you did not. Most often, people didn't improve when they didn't put in extra effort from their side, not from the organization side. I can guarantee you that. So we would say, Bhai, you have not demonstrated your commitment to this. Therefore, we will connect you. We will, connect you with an outplacement agency. You can continue for 3 months. This is almost, we are giving 9 months of notice. Please remember.
This time around, I mean, I don't want to go to the micros, but that hasn't happened. Individual IT companies, I can think of 6 at the top of my head, have not really done the
let me give you one more example. In 2001, the internet boom had a bust. And we had offered 1,500 jobs to engineering college students, including, I think, about 150 from IIT Bombay, if I'm not wrong. Those days, IIT students used to come to Infosys and all of that. But we realized that the economy went down. We had grown 100% the previous year. That year, we projected 30%. Of course, we ended up growing by 60%. That's a different thing. But the base was small. So all of us had the internal directors and the senior management sat down. We said, what do we do? I realized that I had committed a mistake because all my esteemed colleagues advised me right in the beginning not to recruit so many people that year. But I depended upon a very brilliant head of sales that we had at that time, for whom I had special affection. And I thought he knew what was happening on the ground level, which he did. So So therefore, I gave him a green, I gave the HR a green signal to go and recruit.
Okay.
So all these, my younger colleagues, they were very indulging to me. They were very kind to me. So then I suggested, look, instead of saying that we will defer the offer to all these youngsters, let us see if we can welcome all these 1,500 people.
Yeah.
We can, the senior people can get reduced increments. The highest level, the board level, got the lowest level of increment. The next level got a little bit higher, next level like that. Finally, when it came to the trainees, they were all absorbed. Everybody was
Everyone
happy.
was.
So the philosophy was reduce pain to those who get lower salaries and make people who get huge salaries take part of that pain. That is how we sorted
And that
it out.
should be the mantra that IT CEOs can follow.
I don't know whether that should be, but this is what we did. Who am I to prescribe?
Okay, done. So before we end our show, Mr. Murthy, we'll do a quick rapid fire. So I'll ask you basic questions and whatever comes to your mind, you can. Okay? Mr. Murthy, your best actor right now in India and overseas?
So amongst the youngsters, probably Ranbir Kapoor is.
Ranbir Kapoor,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think
amongst the older generation?
It has to be Amitabh Bachchan. Is that a question to ask?
I thought so. Okay, the best actress.
Huh?
Favorite actress?
In terms of actress, it has to be Konkana Sen Sharma.
Okay.
I mean, probably one of the finest actors India has produced. Yeah.
Okay. Our favorite song? English and Hindi?
English, I would say that Time to Say Goodbye by Andrea Bocelli and Sarah Brightman. Hindi is difficult for me to say.
Okay. Your favorite movie that you would have taken inspiration from?
I think Chak De India was definitely an uplifting movie. In fact, when my wife and we went and sat in the theater, we found that we were the oldest guys among some 1,000 youngsters. Everybody around us was a youngster, very smart boys and girls. And even though it was imaginary stuff, my mind said, imagine if this is true.
Okay.
Not just in hockey, but imagine if this is true in higher education, if this is true in patents, if this is true in exports, if this is true in Olympics. I said, what a pleasure all of this would bring to youngsters in the country. So that was my...
Okay, your favorite tech visionary? From Steve Jobs to across the...
it has to be Bill Gates.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there is another person who had the right mind in terms of innovation and all of that, and who had the right heart in the right place after of what he did after he started Bill Gates and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I don't think there has been, and I don't think there will be another person of the caliber of Bill Gates. I can't see that happening in the next 100 years, frankly.
Okay. The next IT CEO to watch out for, be it amongst startups, be it amongst the big IT companies?
I really don't take much interest in any of these companies, frankly.
Okay. The one mantra that you think entrepreneurs should remember that has worked for you in your life?
If they are able to express the differentiated business value of their idea vis-a-vis their competitors in a simple sentence, then they have enhanced their probability of their success.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay. If you weren't at Infosys, if Infosys hadn't happened, where would you be?
I think I would have been a professor. I would have, I had the opportunity to do my PhD, but I didn't do it. I went off to take up a job in Paris. I think I would have been happiest as a teacher.
Okay. I know this may be a difficult question because there's years to look into, but your biggest success story, it could be personal, it could be professional.
I think sitting on those high stools at NASDAQ when we got listed, when we became the first Indian company to be listed on NASDAQ,
Yes.
borrowing the words of Neil Armstrong to say that it is a small step for NASDAQ, but a giant leap for Infosys and the Indian software industry.
Okay.
I think that was the best.
Okay. Biggest regret across the board, personal, professional?
Well, a lot of my founder colleagues told me not to leave Infosys in 2014, to stay a few years. Generally, I find that I am a very emotional person. A lot of my decisions are based on idealism, all of that. And probably I should have listened to them, probably.
Do you miss Infosys? Do you miss the daily being there in the campus, daily,
No,
daily work?
I don't miss that, no.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Murthy, for
Pleasure.
speaking to us. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. Always been a pleasure.
So
to
it's
have you.
always a pleasure to interact with CNBC, Shireen and you and others. I think you're all very idealistic people. Keep up that idealism. Fight for truth, fight for justice, do the right thing. And because you have an extraordinary power. Media is the most powerful instrument in a democracy. So therefore, please continue all the wonderful work that you're doing.
Thank you so much, sir. We will abide by your advice. Thanks a lot. From all of us here on CNBC TV 18, thank you for watching. Goodbye.